Okay, so more Warframe footage, and this time we're going to take a look at the Latron Rifle, which is another alternative to the MK1 Bratton once you're ready to move on from using the MK1 Bratton, which is your beginning rifle. So I'm just going to quickly pull up the stats of this thing, and as you can see, its base damage is 36 compared to the MK1 Brattons of 16. Its fire rate is 4.2, which is pretty slow compared to the MK1 Bratton's 8.3. Its accuracy is 28.6 as opposed to the MK1 Bratton's 40. It has a clip size of 15, whereas the MK1 Bratton has a clip size of 60. Its ammo count is 500, which is 100 more than the MK1 Bratton at 400. It has a slower reload speed of 2.4, whereas the MK1 Bratton is 2.2, and it has a 7.5% crit. Now the one thing you'll notice straight away when using this rifle is it is not an automatic, it is semi-auto. So now that we got all that stat bullshit out of the way, when you quickly look at the pros and cons of this rifle, you'll notice that it is extremely good at headshots, especially if you throw on a Frost mod or a electrocute mod, which will slow the enemy down or shock the enemy enough for you to line up that second headshot, third headshot, depending on how heavily armoured the enemy is. It is extremely good at conserving ammo throughout the missions. You will not find yourself running low on ammo as you would maybe with the Boltor, the Burston or the MK1 Bratton. You will, like, I've done a lot of missions lately with this thing. It is the second highest weapon that I have level wise, and it is really good at keeping ammo. I find myself more often than not never having to switch to pistol unless a group of enemies is right on top of me. The bad things about this weapon is when you first get it, it is not really good at large groups. If you're doing an infested mission and you haven't got this weapon modded up because you've only recently acquired it, then large groups on top of you is a big no-no. You need to run your fucking ass as fast as you can away, so as you're constantly at medium to long range, or just until you can survive. You need to keep constantly be on the move until you can reload and keep popping them off. It's more often than not you'll find yourself in infested large groups taking out your melee weapon and just slicing those bitches up as much as possible. One of the other bad things about the Latron, it has a very slow fire rate until you mod it up as well. Considerably slower than most other weapons. Because it isn't an automatic weapon, it is semi-auto like I said. Its slow fire rate and the fact that it's not really good at close range makes this weapon probably one that I'd switch out if you're jumping onto an infested mission. I'd switch it out for shotgun or Boltor or something a bit, even the Gorgon, something a bit more of a beast for big ass fucking groups basically. So the idea of me putting these videos up in the first place was to give players a better view or a better idea of what weapons to choose as the alternative to the MK1 Bratton when you first switch it out, so as you don't go spending the majority of weapons blueprints cost 15,000, maybe 20,000 again to build it, so you don't go spending ridiculous amounts of credits on a weapon that might not be tailored to your playstyle. Or you might spend platinum on a weapon which also might not be tailored to your playstyle, which means you've wasted credits or platinum on something that you're never going to use, and you'll regret it and you'll be pissed off and you might not come back to the game for a while or whatever. So like I said, these videos are entirely to show the different kinds of weapons as opposed to the MK1 Bratton. Everything that I've been looking up and showing the stat wise and all that, it is completely base damage, none of it's modded, none of it's completely souped up. So with all that being said, I hope you're enjoying Warframe with your buddies as much as I am, and if this video has been helpful in any way, shape or form in making you choose or decide which weapon to run with, or any of my other videos have been in any way helpful, or if you haven't checked them out then fucking check them out. If they've been anywhere helpful, then by all means leave a comment in the section below. Tell me which rifle you're running with, what you think is the one that literally you cannot put down, that is your go-to weapon. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and thanks very much for watching.